In this video, I'd like to talk to you about some of the warm-up exercises that I do before I practice or play. Here's a few of them. One of the things that I do is I'll walk the fretboard where I take my fingers on my left hand and I'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, one finger per fret on the top string here, the low E. And I'll just do that stretch for a while. Or, incorporate the pick where you go. And I make sure I can hear everything nice and cleanly. I'll do that for a while to get this hand going. Some of the other things that I want to talk about is, in general, there are 3 ways of picking. There's what's called a downstroke, which is where you pick in a downward motion. The upstroke, which is where you pick in an upward motion. It's where you come from under the string. And then what's called alternate picking. Alternate picking is the fastest, most economical way of picking. It's where you do down and up, down, up, down, up. Usually when I'm doing this walking the fretboard exercise, I will incorporate alternate picking where I go down, up, down, up. And I'll go through, all 6 strings and back. At first, if you're new to alternate picking, it's going to be a little tough because you'll have to think down, up. But if you make a conscious effort and keep doing it for like a week, you'll have it internalized. In other words, you'll have it where you won't have to think about it anymore. Alternate picking is something you want to have in your, box of tools, so to speak, when playing, because it's the fastest, it's the most economical form of playing. Most people, when they start out, they do just all down strokes, which is, just picking down. Which is fine, and it has its place. That's used more in like rhythm playing, like and such, and all. But alternate picking is faster and more for your motion because it uses the down and the up, and it allows you to play more fluidly. This is something you want to master. And doing so, one of the things I would do if you're just starting out is just do that walk in the fretboard thing with alternate picking. That is, thinking down, up as you pick. Also, I would practice it doing all downstrokes. All downstrokes is good as well. It has its place. And I would do that, the same. And so forth. The upstroke isn't really used by itself, but the other two, alternate picking and all downstrokes, are a lot. And so those are 2 things that I would really concentrate on. All downstrokes and all alternate picking. The other thing I'll do to practice that is I'll just do the strings going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do it all downstrokes, and then I'll practice it doing all alternate picking. And I'll go back and forth, up and down the strings. I usually warm up for, maybe 5 minutes or so. And after I warm up, you should be playing stuff, because that's the whole point of a warm-up, is to warm up. There's some other variations you can do. I don't always do the same warm-up exercises. Here's some others. I call this one the X pattern. It's where I put 1 finger per fret, like this, in a diagonal line on the first 4 strings. And once I get it there, I flip it. I usually go to the 12th fret, and once I get there, I'll start on the middle 4, or the next set of 4 strings. And then I'll do it on the last group of 4, and I'll do that same thing all the way to 12. That'll help also with your stretch and get you used to playing stuff. Other thing I want to talk about is if you're doing open chords, and let's say you want to get into doing bar chords, I would recommend doing this. I call it the 1 finger bar chord exercise. It's where I use my index finger, and if you have an electric, I start on 12. And I make sure I can hear each note cleanly. and I go down all the frets. That's just because, you know, it's hard enough holding down 6 strings with one finger, much less adding all the other stuff. So what I would recommend if you're just starting bar chords is practice this, incorporate this in your warm-up, this one finger bar chord exercise. If you're doing this on an acoustic, I'd recommend that you do it like at the 9th fret. The reason I say the 9th instead of the 12th is because you've got that heel on an acoustic and it can get in the way of your hand. So, you know, somewhere around the 9th or you know, that area I would start, and then work my way down, and of course back up and all that. But anyways, that's some of the exercises that I do for warming up. Thank you.